Contra, welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now. I post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content, if you find it useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, or you just want to give this channel some love. I really appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. So just in case you didn't know, I am Sandra Belly, author of this book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also an asexual coach, and I do a lot of personal and professional development on this channel for asexuals. I specifically specialise a lot in dating and relationships. But tonight we're going to talk about asexual meetups and why asexual meetups are so important and why we need more of them. So asexual meetup, what is an asexual meetup? So an asexual meetup can be an in-person meetup or it can be an online meetup. So asexuals meet up with other asexuals in person, or at the moment, because of the situation with COVID still continuing, some countries are having areas locked down still, and others are social distancing, like in the UK. Then, you know, online asexual meetups are very, very, very imperative at the moment. So what is so special and important about asexual meetups? Asexual meetups are where we meet up with people of our own kind. They give us a sense of hope. They give us a sense of community. And they give us a sense of connection like no other. And the reason for this is because we connect to people who are like-minded, who are like us, who understand us, who get us, who can just understand the whole I don't want sex, I'm not bothered about it type of thing, you know? And in a world that's very, very, very highly sexualized, and sexualization is all over the TV, in adverts, in magazines, in paintings, although some people would say that paintings are not necessarily sexual, but there's still some paintings that are purposefully painted in sexual mannerisms, yeah? And so, you know, there's a whole host of sexual stuff going on, you know? There's Viagra being sold, sex toys, and the sex market is a huge, 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 big industry. And that's why a lot of people don't want asexuals to speak up, and people who are asexual to come forward, and asexuality to be more recognised, because if it was, that would mean a lot of that advertising is not going to work to a proportion of people. That would mean things like Viagra could disintegrate, because it's like, you're okay if you don't want sex. You're okay if you don't need it. You're okay if you can't even do it, you know? Because it doesn't matter, right? This is a totally different frame of mind and mindset to a lot of people. It goes against the social norms. Yeah, so we're kind of redefining sexuality all over again, and that scares some people. But what's more scary is asexuals not being able to have a voice in that highly sexualized world, not being able to be understood, being heavily criticized for who they are, being invalidated by people who are not the same as them, being made to feel small, being really misunderstood. And that's a very, very, very lonely and dark place at times. You know, some asexuals, they feel terribly lonely, terribly in pain. Some even feel suicidal. And it's horrible. You know, it's horrible when you live that type of life. I know when I experience depression, what it feels like to be thinking about dying. What it feels like to be thinking about killing yourself. It's not a pleasant thing. And it gets into a vicious cycle. It's very, very difficult to get out of. And you think, what's the point to life? And you feel like you want to give up hope because you feel you don't have any hope. What is this thing called hope? What am I hoping for? Nothing. Because there's nothing there that I've got to hope for, because there's nothing I like or want. But there is something you want, just that you don't realize it. You want that connection. You want the connection of other people that are like you, of other people that understand you, of other people that are at one with you. Megan, hello, Megan. Lots of love to you. I love this smiley face. Thank you so much. Hello, Sandra, says Megan. Always lovely to have you here. Always lovely. So this is why it's so important to have more asexual meetups, so that we can connect with people who are like-minded, who understand us, who can give us the validation we deserve and need, who can actually be there in person or even virtually, face-to-face, and tell us that we're okay to be who we are. They don't even necessarily need to tell us, they just are at one with us. They vibe with us, they understand us. It's like a gorgeous silence of understanding. And you only get that from people who are like yourself. You know, some families don't support people who are asexual. They don't support their kids. I'm thankful that I've got two parents who are both understanding about my asexuality and accepted it pretty much straight away on the second call about it to them, phone call in 2014, you know, that actually made a lot of sense. So I'm very fortunate like that. But there are lots of asexuals still hiding, still living in fear. And part of the reason I think that is as well is because they feel they've got no support. They feel if they talk to their parents or family and friends and they reject them, they have no one to go to. And the pain of that is far worse than admitting who they truly are. So they hide in darkness from who they really are throughout most, if not all, of their life. Asexual meetups help to prevent all those unnecessary sufferings in silence. Because the more we have asexual meetups, the more people connect with each other, like-minded, the more we build a support network with each other, the more we become stronger. There's strength in numbers. So this is how we become stronger in our asexuality and more comfortable and confident with it and within ourselves. This is how we grow as asexuals. This is how we flourish, because it fosters a safe environment. If it's done correctly, it fosters a safe environment for people to be able to just be themselves. Finally, they're accepted for who they are. Finally, they can be around people who get them. Finally, they can have hope that, wow, I can make more of these friends. I can socialize with people of my own kind, or I can just sit there quietly if I'm not up to socializing much, but just be in these people's presence and know that they understand me. And just that quiet silence of understanding is sometimes all it takes to make us feel so much better. This is why we need more asexual meetups, but the only way we're going to do that is by having more asexual meetup organisers, because there's only so much one organizer can do. And we're few and far between a lot of the time. So we need more asexual meetup organisers like you. We need people to come forward to get the skills they need to be an awesome asexual meetup organiser that brings people together. People that are suffering at the moment, a lot in silence. We can stop this, but we need to do it together. You know, we can't just have a handful of people doing meetups, because I know people in the UK even that are asking me to do meetups in all different types of places. Oh, hello, Sam. Lots of love to you. I know people, you know, asexuals that are lonely and they are crying out for more organisers in their area. But no one is available. There is no organisers. People are asking me to go all over the country to do meetups. I can't go all over the country. There's only one of me. And my cities where, you know, usually asexuals come to meet me. You know, I get people traveling hundreds of miles. Sam is one of them that comes hundreds of miles to my asexual meetups usually. But it's imperative that we do get more asexual meetups so people can stop feeling lonely, lost, left out, and we can, stop people feeling so suicidal, because we can give them that sense of community that they haven't got at the moment. We can make them feel like they are fine for who they are. Obviously, you can tell them that, but when they actually see you in person and they see it in practice happening, it's a lot more powerful. If someone's in a negative state of mind, it's kind of like, yeah, I've heard it all before, whatever. But if they actually experience that hands-on first, if they experience it in reality, it becomes a whole lot different. And it cements and solidifies the fact that they are asexual, that it's okay to be asexual, and that it's all right to be just them. Sam, I agree wholly. We need more meetups being organised in far more places. I'm thinking of trying to run some nearer to me. Good, Sam. Good. Sam, yes, is one of the people that has got one of my courses already. So if you didn't already know, on Friday, Asexual Meetup Mastery and how to arrange a successful online asexual meetup video training courses are launching this Friday. This Friday, the 14th of August. They will only be on special early bird offer for 5 days. And there's a premiere. There's a premiere when disaster strikes, which is on this channel at 9 p.m. So make sure you have your alarm set for that, because that is going to explain how asexual meetups have completely changed my life. Megan, that's nice. I've never been to one before, but I really want to attend one in the soon future. Yeah, Megan, it's really, really important, I mean, me and Sam, we originally met in my no-sex dating group for asexuals, but me and Sam aren't romantically compatible. We both like guys, or Sam likes people who look male. And so that would never work. But we didn't know each other very much when we were in the group, right? And then Sam decided to take a chance coming to my meetup because they'd had problems going to other people's meetups. It wasn't inclusive like mine are. And then when they came to mine, after 3 days, of like a whole weekend of talking to each other, we became best friends for life. And it was just so incredible. I never, ever trusted anyone like that in my life straight away like that. And it's the most beautiful, precious moment of my life that I will never forget. And I've got a best friend for life. We've been best friends ever since. And so meetups completely changed mine and Sam's life for the better. And this is why we need more meetups. We need more meetups so people can socialise with people of their own kind and make friends, make lifelong friends, people who understand us, people who get us. Even if family or friends accept it, they don't understand asexuality. They can't, because they're not asexual. So you might get some people who are understanding, but they just don't totally get it because they are not asexual. Do you know what I mean? So it's so much better to be around people of your own kind. Sam, they have completely changed my life. It took giving it a second chance, but best thing I did. Thank you, Sam. So, yeah, I mean, I've spent over 6 months creating the Asexual Meetup Mastery course, which is like the be all and end of asexual meetups. Like everything you could ever think of is in that course. Everything. It's like everything I've learned over 5 years of running my own asexual meetups. Like everything's in there. Every platform I promote it on, how I promote it, what I say, absolutely everything is in Asexual Meetup Mastery. I mean, it's a be all and end all. It just is, It's 5 years experience. There's a lot of information in there. There's over 70 videos. There's nearly going towards 80 videos, as you can imagine, to film all that and actually edit it all and everything. I started filming for that. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way. I started filming for that in September last year, 2019. We're now in August 2020. So you can tell how long it's taken me to get it out. And, I've added bonuses since then. So Yeah, it's going to be incredible. So if any of you are looking to host your own asexual meetups, definitely get the courses where you can get one, or you don't need, you can get one or the other, because I've done the online one or I've done the in-person one. But if you want both, there's something special coming where you could just get one. So yes, I'll be giving more information about that on Friday. It will tell you absolutely. There's a whole video about my personal story and how I got completely involved with meetups in the first place before I even met Sam at my meetups, because I was doing meetups before I met Sam, you know. So it's my personal story that I haven't shared fully ever on this channel before. So there's things that that people even closest to me didn't even know. So one of my other best friends, he saw it on preview because I wanted to just share it with someone for them to just see what they thought, and he said it's really good, and he didn't even know all that stuff about me. He knew some stuff but not all. What are asexual meetups like? Do they take place in specific areas such as restaurants, convention centres, etc.? Thanks for the question, Megan. So asexual meetups, it's very much up to the organizer what you know you're going to do, or the organizer with the attendees. But basically, the most popular asexual meetup is usually food, drink, and chat. So usually it's going to a cafe or a pub, something like that. Oh, hi, Lewis. Cafe or pub is usually kind of the most popular thing. Sometimes people just go for a drink, but a lot of the time they'll go for like a lunch. So they'll have a meal and a drink and chat. And that is the very most popular asexual meetup that you can get. But you could have all different types of meetups. You could have a hiking meetup. You could have an artistic weekend meetup. You could have a murder mystery weekend if you wanted to together. You could go on holiday certain place together. Some of the meetups I've done is Sam. I've also been to picnics and museums for them. Yeah. So I did one at Exeter Museum. So some of the meetups I've done, yeah, Exeter Museum. We've done virtual reality gaming. Sam came to that. That was really good. Virtual reality gaming in my city. Underground passages I did in Exeter in my city. Breen theme park I've done a meetup at. Chinese restaurant I've done a meetup at, and then a pub's quite popular, Wetherspoons in the UK, which is there's a chain which you can get like a meal and drink for very cheap. So you know, it depends. Sam, you rocked at the VR gaming. Oh, thank you. There's actually a video. Oh, I really love you saying that. It's made my day, because I don't traditionally play video games, so I did win at that. So there's a video on here of me at the Asexual Meetup that Sam filmed me doing the VR gaming. If you search my channel videos, it says VR gaming, and you can see me doing the gaming thing. I look really funny, but it's very good. And so yeah, you know, you can do all types of meetups in the Asexual Meetup Mastery. There's a bonus of like, I don't know whether I should tell you the bonus now or whether I should keep you waiting, but I will tell you now because it's very exciting. There's a bonus of 156 ideas for asexual meetups that comes with Asexual Meetup Mastery, which I've just revealed for the very first time publicly. 156 ideas for asexual meetups. So you won't run out of ideas. So that's one of the bonuses that comes with the Asexual Meetup Mastery course. It is really very comprehensive, that course, like the most comprehensive you'll ever find on the subject. So like I said, it took me 6 months to create it, over 6 months. So, you know, it's incredible. And yeah, so as that answers your question, Megan. So yeah, I mean, you can, you know, like I would usually tend to do some popular ones, like go to a cafe or a pub that's popular with a lot of people, but I would also usually do some specialist ones as well, so that you cater for different types of tastes. In the Asexual Meetup Mastery, I talk a lot about being inclusive of people with special needs, disabilities, mental health difficulties, autism, anxiety, you know, all these types of things. So my meetups are very well known for getting people to come to hundreds of miles to them in the UK and being very, very inclusive. Megan, man, I want to go to a meetup now. Sounds like a lot of fun. Of course, we'd have to wait until after the virus dies down and such. Yeah. It's really good. Asexual meetups are fantastic. They're absolutely incredible. I get people coming from London to mine. I've got this person that was coming from Newcastle. They travelled about 12 hours on a coach just to come to my meetup in Exeter, and 12 hours back again. They stayed in a B&B. I had someone from Brighton come. That's quite a few miles as well. Sam comes. That's nearly 200 miles each way. Sam comes usually. So when people stay over in hotels or B&Bs, my city is absolutely beautiful. I mean, if you've seen the video, Life in a Day, you know, that one, if you saw that, you know, it was the #Life in a Day, but it was basically, you know, it was all about what my life was like in the 25th of July, you know. If you saw that that hour and nearly an hour and 20 minutes video, you would have seen my city, like all the quayside. I live 5 minutes walk from there. And so, you know, people just do love coming to my city. It's it's got a lot of old buildings in it. So if you're into architecture and old buildings, it's got a lot of stuff like that in it. Oh, I also did a Christmas market meetup as well, where we went to the Christmas market together. So that was really interesting. That was free. The museum in my actual city is free as well. It's a history museum, but there's a little art gallery there as well. It's free. So that's incredible, because some people obviously have budgets to stick to, you know, they don't want to be spending tons of money, whereas other people don't mind spending more money. Some people will go hundreds of miles, some people won't. So the thing is, we need more meetup organisers, because there's some people that don't like travelling far, that don't want to go hundreds of miles, that simply don't have the money. That's why we need more meetup organisers spread throughout the countries. Because, you know, then there's a meet, there would be an organizer near someone, but as it is, you know, particularly I know in the UK, we're very, very spread out. You know, there's me that basically does Exeter. There's someone that sometimes Bristol does one. So it's kind of on and off, depends if an organizer can do it or not. But people from Bristol can come to me, you know, and then you kind of go all the way up to London. But, you know, I can do meetups in Plymouth, Bristol, Torquay. But usually I do it in my own city, because when I try to do it in the past in other places, a lot of the time the people that come are the ones nearer my city, and they decide they want to come there. So, you know, but anyone's welcome to come. Did you say you lived in the UK, Megan? Because if you do, you're welcome to come to one of mine. And also there's virtual meetups that I was explaining as well, which is if you just want to hold online meetups yourself, there's a really amazing offer coming on, the How to Arrange a Successful Online Asexual Meetup video training course. So I'm literally launching Asexual Meetup Mastery and How to Arrange a Successful Online Asexual Meetup courses together on Friday. So, and the offers, early bird offers, will only be on till the 18th, and they go up in price, because I'm doing them really inexpensive compared to the amount of hours I've put in them. But I want as many people as possible to, you know, be able to be an organizer themselves. Oh, I'm in the United States, unfortunately. Oh, bless you. Oh, well, you can always maybe come to one of my online meetups. I should be starting to host online meetups again next month. So if the times work out, you might be able to come to one of them, because last time I had someone from Australia come to it. So yeah, it's incredible. Really, really good. And I have said I'll do another one. I was going to think about doing it at the end of this month, but I can't now, because I'm doing an independent one-to-one meetup with Sam, my best friend. So on the 30th of August, I'm going to London on the train to see my best friend Sam. It is over 2 years since I last went to London. The last time I went to London was the UK Asexuality conference, where I was a speaker in July 2018, and I actually did a 49-minute talk, 49 minutes and 11 seconds talk on how to arrange an asexual meetup for beginners. So that talk is actually free on my channel, so anyone can use that information. But the courses that I've done are more in depth than that, and what some people wanted. Sam, I know there are quite a few cities, towns in my country that may be suitable locations. Yeah, there are a lot, aren't there, in that would probably be good to have meetup, Sam. I think it's great that you want to host them as well. I think it's really good. Megan, oh, that's nice. Sam, it would be my first trip on a public transport since I saw you on the 14th of March. Yeah, it's my first county, not country. Oh, sorry, Sam. in my country, in my county. There's quite a few cities and towns in your country as well. County and country. Sorry. I'm having it, but it's true because we're both of the same country. So it's like there's a lot, isn't there? There's a lot in the country as well. But yeah, in the county, that's good. If you probably want to do them in your county, don't you? That's really good. Yeah, but I mean that I can hold them. Yes, that would be really good. Really good. Yes, it'd be brilliant. The Asexual Meetup Mastery will see you right. It'll be my first trip on public transport as well since the 19th of March, because I went for my dad's birthday on the 19th of March, and that's the last time I saw my mum in person and Angel, and the 14th of March before that was when I saw Sam. So I've had, so the night I was just like 5 days after you. And then that's the last time I went on public transport. So, and I'm going for just over 3.5 hours each way. So I'll be 7 hours on public transport going to London. But I believe a life lived in fear is a life half lived. And we should not be living in fear all our lives, because it does us no good. Mental health, you need to socialize with people. You need to be connecting with people. That's why I'm talking about meetups so much as well. Do you know, like today, when I've been food shopping, which was a bit of a trek because no one's got any fish. They still haven't got the fish I have, so never mind. But yeah, so supplies are still a little bit limited of certain things in supermarkets. But I did get my hand gel. I got a family edition hand gel for when I see Sam and go to London. So it's very important to have hand gel. So I've got a family size aloe vera one. It costs quite a bit of money actually. So I've got that already at the ready. But I do believe a life lived in fear is life half lived. And part of the reason, it's some people, like I have an entrepreneur friend online, and he has had friends commit suicide because of the situation in the world. They got tons of money, but they can't hack it. Because it's just like it's bad for their mental health, So people who are socially isolating for long periods of time, the social isolation is not good for mental health. That's why meetups are so important. Where even virtual meetups, online meetups, if you feel it's unsafe to go out and meet anyone, you can still host your own asexual meetups online. Right, but there is a way to do it that will get you the results you want, as in get people on the meetup, get people to attend when people have got all busy lifestyles and lives, doing different jobs and doing different things in life. It's like, how do you get people to commit to that? That's what the How to Arrange a Successful Online Asexual Meetup video training course is all about. It's actually got a blueprint that teaches you step by step how to get people to attend your online meetup in the right way, so that people actually commit to showing up. Most people do them wrong, so they literally wait on people possibly turning up or not, and that's not what you want. And you just stare at a blank screen if no one shows. That's not what you want. Do you know what I mean? That's what the Asexual Meetup Mastery teaches you not, have that as an option. People are going to show up to asexual meetups because of Asexual Meetup Mastery, or because of how to arrange a successful online asexual meetup. The courses teach you exactly how to get people to commit to show up to your meetups and enjoy themselves, So it's really, really important that if you're going to be an asexual meetup organizer, you do get one of those courses that comes out. And if you want to save yourself some money, it's best to get them when they come out first of all, because it's early bird offer for both that launches on Friday. It's only on Friday till the 18th, right? Which is basically the Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday. Friday to Tuesday. So you haven't got long, right? Friday night, basically, to Tuesday, midnight, GMT +1. So, it's really essential because How to Arrange a Successful Online Asexual Meetup video training course, that gives you a 7-step blueprint, specifically 7 steps, like a formula that will make sure that you get people to attend your online meetups. And we need more of them at the moment, because there's people still social isolating. I mean, for me, doing an asexual meetup, not that many people would come to it at the moment, because I know many people are still social isolating for health reasons, like they've got low immune systems, or their doctors told them to not socialize yet, that type of thing. Some people, like Sam, is not so keen on traveling. They'll travel to see me in London. It's a big deal to them, like it's a big deal me traveling to London, but I am confident that I'll be fine. And I've built my immune system up. I'm a lot more healthier than I was, so I'm really, really good now. I'm out of pelvic pain like I was having before, out of infection problems that I was having before. I'm really strongly focused on my health. That's the most important thing that I have to focus on a lot at the moment, as well as doing these courses. So it's you've got to put your health first, but I'm sure that I'll be absolutely fine. I'm really looking forward to going to London. I'm really looking forward to seeing Sam. And I think it's so important and essential for you to start seeing and meeting other asexuals. And the sooner you do that, the better, because it's good for your mental health. If you're in a position where your parents don't understand you, your family doesn't understand you, your psychiatrist doesn't understand you, your doctor doesn't understand you, everyone thinks you're weird or strange or thinks it's not a real thing or anything like that, that's just going to shoot you down the depression hole even more. You do not want to be in that position. Don't do that to yourself. And there's people like you, understand you, get you, who can help you. That's what Asexual Meetup should be about, is helping, fostering a positive, friendly atmosphere where you can connect with like-minded people and basically love each other and, really enjoy each other's company. God, it's really hot here in the UK today, and that's why we need more asexual meetups. We need more people to connect us together so we don't feel lonely or depressed or helpless or like no one understands us, because we need that. And lots of people at the moment do need connection for their mental health. We really do. I mean, me and Sam Skype every single week. We have like our own asexual Skype meetup every week on a Monday usually. And it's so essential for us to do that. I mean, I really love to hear how Sam has gone on with the week, how they're getting on with their space era project. Space era project. Probably get told off for pronouncing that wrong in a minute. And anyway, the work they do is fabulous, and I like to catch up with them, find out how they've been. And this month I'm seeing my other best friend Andy. I'm seeing them on Saturday the 22nd, weather permitting, of August. They're coming to see me. And then on Sunday the 30th, I'm going to see my bestest friend Sam. And so that's in London. So I've got one of my friends is traveling to me on the 22nd, and I'm traveling to my bestest friend on the 30th. So so these are like one-to-one meetups rather than group meetups. But all it takes to have an asexual meetup is just one person, to start off with. If you're a bit scared about doing asexual meetups and you're like not knowing what to expect, and you don't want, like you're an introverted person but you really want to start holding meetups, start small and then work out to get bigger. But start small first of all, because it's very, very important that you start them. People need you. Do you know what I mean? Sam, I've got to see Andy as soon as it is good for us to do so. Yeah. It would be good for you to see Andy as well. Really good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to when you can come back to Exeter. So looking forward to that. Don't forget, I've got my birthday Nando's you owe me. I've still got the ticket for it. It's over there. I'm looking forward to that. Yes. Yummy. Nando's back open now. I don't know if it's open for actual sit-in meal. I think it is, but I'm not sure. I haven't looked on their website yet. But it's definitely open for takeaway. Nick. Oh, hello, Nick. How are you doing? It's nice to see you again. Nick is Megan's other half, by the way, in case you didn't know that. So sweet. So Megan's introduced Nick to this channel, and I'm so happy to have you here, Nick. It's really, really nice. I'm very good. I'm a bit sweaty, to be honest, because it's very high temperatures in the UK. But other than that, I'm really good. So I've actually had 2 showers today. It's that hot. 2 showers. Sam, meetups are good for having supportive people and helping with self-acceptance and understanding yourself in the community. I totally 100% agree with you, Sam. They are very, very important, because, otherwise it's very difficult to get the support you need, even online, right? Like, I have like 5 asexual groups, as you probably know, on Facebook, right? Different types of groups for different things. So one's a small business group, One's asexual friends for making friends and just having general chatter and sharing photographs and stuff. And then the other 3 are, well, 2 of them's for dating, one's for no sex dating, one's for grey and demisexual dating, and the other one is the UK asexuality dating and support group. So it's dating and support. And so, you know, I run 5 asexual groups, but even within those groups, you still have people posting that they're lonely, that they're very, very lonely because they've got no one to actually speak to in person, no asexuals near them, no asexuals to talk to at other times, you know, and that really upsets them. It really frustrates them and it makes them feel very lonely, upset, and in pain. So that's why it's very important that we have more asexual meetups so we can prevent, you know, all these people being in so much pain. We can stop that and we can actually, you know, rise above that and create more safe spaces for people all across our countries, you know, whether you're in the USA or you're in the UK. You know, there's one person I know in the USA that does a very good meetup, but they're only in one specific area of the USA. You know, there's tons of there's about 2 groups I know of in the USA, but it's just so important. So we do get more meetups, you know, and at meetups you do have different types of people coming to meetups. Like with me, I have asexuals. Anyone on the asexual spectrum can attend my meetups. But some people have asexuals and anyone from the LGBT community. So you've got to decide for yourself if you're going to be a meetup organizer. Do you want just asexuals there, or do you want people who are lesbian, bisexual, gay, but not asexual as well, for example? I specifically keep it to the asexual spectrum, but anyone, whether they're aromantic asexual or whether they're demisexual asexual, you know. So I have everyone on the spectrum coming to my meetups. And, you know, the good thing about meetups is, you know, they do bond you with other asexuals, and they do really help you to feel like you've got people who are just like you. And the atmosphere as well, being around people who don't want sex from you, is just incredible, you know. Like, obviously, if I'm meeting a guy who's heterosexual, for example, a lot of the time I can feel the sexual energy coming from him. It's clearly he fancies me and wants to be in my pants, basically. But if I'm around asexual guys, for example, because I'm only interested in guys or anyone, you know, that comes to meet up, if you're talking about sexual energy, there's no sexual energy there. Do you know what I mean? Because I guess I could get girls fancying me, even though I don't fancy them myself. But, you know, there's no sexual energy when you're in the midst of other asexuals, you know, who understand you, who get you. You know, there's none of that sexual energy coming your way. There's no that uncomfortableness of, you know, do you really want to get it on with me, or are you just liking me as a friend? You know, and it can make you feel very stiff and a bit like on guard. But when you're with the asexuals that are like you, that understand you, you can kind of just relax and think, wow, I'm just like everyone else here, but in a different way, because obviously all asexuals are different on the asexual spectrum. And when we go to meetups, I get asked, you know, like, what do you talk about? And we talk about not just asexuality, but all different types of things. We talk about hobbies and interests, TV programs, films, maybe clothes, you know, cinema, different types of things like that. Sam, I'm planning to start attending LGBT plus meets ups to meet other non-binary folk, but I'll mostly run ace ones myself, most likely, but may branch out. Yeah, that's really interesting, Sam. I think you'd be good at a non-binary meetups. I think there's a lack. Thanks for the thumbs up. I think there's a lack of non-binary meetups. I could be wrong about that, but when I go on meetup.com, I don't see specific groups just for non-binary. So I think you'd be very, very good at that. It's something that I think a lot of people would really like, you know, especially because there's also a lot of asexuals and non-binary. Yeah, you can't find many. Exactly. That could be a good niche for you, I think. I think it'd be really good for you. But obviously asexuals do need you as well. We all need each other. You know, and that's what I'd say, you know, with asexual meetups, we do all need each other, you know, we need each other to lift our spirits. We need each other for like in-person warmth, you know, like I think virtual's good. I think having actual virtual meetup is better than just messaging people in groups and forums. I think having a virtual meetups is great because you can see the person face to face, you can interact with that person using the comfort of their own surroundings, you can get to know them better, you have eye-to-eye contact, you can see their expressions, so it's like the closest thing you get to in person. But obviously I think in-person contact is even better because, you know, like I said, you can just feel the atmosphere is so much different. It's so much more relaxed than personally when I'm around sexual people. Well, specifically the opposite sex usually. Megan, that's true. Thank you. So, you know, it's hugely beneficial, you know, because your self-esteem raises, you get more confident. If you become an organizer, you might be a little bit nervous at the beginning, but you actually grow in confidence because the more you hold asexual meetups, the more confident you get in them, the more competent you get at doing them, and the more that you can do them, you can do more frequency of them, and you can do different types of meetups as well, and you can get more people coming to your meetups. So you can provide a safe space and a sense of community for asexuals that otherwise wouldn't have been able to have that were lacking in it, that were lonely and lost and depressed and really miserable. I know some people like this. So there's one guy who even came on my Facebook a short while ago. I was actually doing a bit of dancing and he came and said, you know, his asexuality he struggles with because it's very lonely for him. You know, he doesn't meet up with any other asexuals. He finds it very, very lonely. Nick, I think when you hang out with ace people online or offline, there is just less pressure. Then real connection can happen. Yes. Nick, that's a very good point. Online or offline, there's just less pressure. Then real connections can happen. I totally agree, Nick. That's a very good point. It's a very good point. There is less pressure. The real connections can happen. Yeah, I totally agree. I think face-to-face as well, you can have a flowing conversation. Sometimes when you're text messaging, text messages can get misunderstood. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes when you're texting, it can get misunderstood and then you can make a lot of typos if you're typing quite fast. And then sometimes with me, I get messaged so much, I end up talking to 3 different people at once. It can get very difficult sometimes. But, you know, like if you do an asexual meetup, you've got all the people there together. They can all hear you talk and you can take turns to talk, or whoever wants to talk a bit more than the other, as long as everyone's got able to talk. Do you know what I mean? Given a chance. Megan, it can be slightly difficult with eye contact. It's a little awkward. Yeah. So personally with eye contact, for me, I don't like to sit there and look straight into the eyes of someone, because for me, I've always been comfortable with that, and it's supposed to be a sign of a lack of confidence. But personally, I don't think looking into someone's eyes and not doing that is a lack of confidence. I think if you look away like this, then it's a lack of confidence. But I think, you know, like for me to look like someone right in the eyes, I've done it a few times in my previous sales job. So for me to look actually right in the eyes, I do feel uncomfortable because I kind of feel like I'm staring a bit at the person. So when I personally say eye contact, it's like you look at their eyes, but you're not fixated, like squarely looking at them, if you know what I mean. You're kind of looking at them, but not like this. Because I don't feel comfortable, because I have a problem with eyes. So personally myself, I have a phobia with eyes. Do you know what I mean? Sam, yeah, I attend one non-ace meetup sometimes, and generally the ace ones I make more personal, genuine connections. Thank you, Sam. Nick, eye contact is too intense. Yeah, I mean, you when I say eye contact, you know, it's like looking at someone's eyes, but like not staring at them. So a lot of people, when they say eye contact, it means actually to look deep into their eyes, which kind of, you know, makes me feel awkward. But what I'm trying to say is when you're messaging, you can't see a person's eyes. You know, text messaging, you can't, or Facebook messaging, you can't see a person's facial expressions, you can't see a person's eyes. When you have an in-person meetup or an online meetup, the person becomes a lot more animated and real. Do you know what I mean? You can see them in person, you can see their facial expressions, their body language, so you can interact on a completely different level to what you would just do with a messaging. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you meet someone that you, for example, like romantically, and you meet them in person, it's very different to when you message them. You know, it could be worse, it could be better. Do you know what I mean? Because it's very different. People that when you're messaging, like you can have people who message, they're like 80-year-old people, they write like they're 27. You don't have a clue what they look like, for example. Do you know what I mean? So when you meet someone either, you know, on a video chat for an online asexual meetup, or you meet them in person, you get to know their personality more by their mannerisms, their body language, their facial expressions. You get to understand them more as a person. You get a deeper, more meaningful connection because you've got more senses as well. So obviously when you're messaging, you messaging is like, you know, it doesn't fulfill all the senses, whereas you're seeing someone in person, it fulfills the senses of, you know, like sound. It fulfills the senses of sight. If you go to an asexual meetup in person, it fulfills the sense of smell as well. So the more senses you have towards a person, the more deeper the connection usually. So that's why online asexual meetups, and specifically as well in-person meetups, create more connection because you've got more of the senses going on, the sight, the smell, the sound, you know, and the feeling of the energy around you as well. This is why obviously with online meetups you don't have the smell unless they ever develop 4D smellathons or something. Like you can get obviously 4D cinemas, I think, in certain places, so you can have smells, but until we get that in our own home, it's not going to happen. So you know what I mean. You've got more senses in an in-person meetup, which is why that you know makes even more connection than online. But online face to face, you can see a lot. You know what the person's up to, especially builds trust as well. Seeing someone in person or even on an online face-to-face chat builds a lot more trust and intimacy, whether that's friendship intimacy or whether that is relationship intimacy. It builds more intimacy, like I said, a lot of the time, because you've got more senses involved and because you can see the person in their own home environment. You know, I've always said about if you're dating someone, if you're doing online dating, you should always video chat with them before you meet up with them in person, because you can see what they're really like. You can see how much attention they pay to you. You can see how interested they really are in you. You know, you can see, like I said, their mannerisms. You can know, like, if someone's being true to who they are on the internet. Like I said, you know, you can get people who are not actually honest who turn out to be a lot different to what they sound on the internet. So if you are looking to date or make a friend in person, it's always best to come, you know, meet them at a meetup first. This is another thing. It's better to meet in a group first. So, for example, if you want to make an asexual friend or an asexual partner, for example, if you meet up with that person in an asexual meetup group setting first, it is better for you because it's safer, because you can get to know how they interact with other people as well, because they could tell you a load of rubbish. When you see someone interact with other people, you get a very good sense of who they are as a person, where they're true to themselves, where they're true to you or not, or whether they start behaving very differently when they're with other groups of people. You know, this is like how you build trust. If you see that they're the same with all different types of people, then you know you can trust them, because it doesn't matter who they're with, they're being honest completely with you. If they change like a chameleon every time they're in a situation with different types of people, you know that they are purely behaving and reacting to how that situation with those people is at the time. They're not centering themselves and saying, hey, this is me. If you don't like it, this is the way I am, right? You accept it or you don't. I'm not changing for anyone. People that change like chameleons and change to whoever's around them, you might find someone's really supportive, and then you might find they're taking the mickey out of you in a group situation. They're laughing at you, making fun of you. This is how you find out your real, true friends. This is how you find and build trust. This is how you create more intimacy, by having people here in person that you can see, that you can feel, that you can look and observe. You know, sometimes you can just sit back and observe people and it tells a million words without saying anything, right? And you know, like when I have my meetups, one of the places I go to, which is a very popular pub in my city, is a branch of the chain called Wetherspoons. I don't know if you have it in your country, but basically, you know, there's an app and people can order through the app and the food is brought to the table and drinks, which is perfect for introverts. A lot of introverts do not want to go to a bar. They get too scared, they're not interested, and so they can just order through the app without no hassle. The food's delivered to them at the table, they don't need to mingle. So where I go, she's usually got upstairs and downstairs, but upstairs tends to be a bit more like cut off from the lower section. So it's better for, like I said, some introvert people, maybe some people that are a bit anxious, don't want to be around so many people. So, you know, when you hold asexual meetups, you've got to be thinking a lot more things other than yourself. You've got to be considerate of all the people. So if you want to be an organizer, that's why you need the courses that I'm bringing out, because it teaches you how to be inclusive and still look after yourself. Because it's very important as an asexual meetup organizer, you look after your own mental health, your own introvertism, your own anxiety, any mental health difficulties you might find within yourself, but you also look after your attendees as well. You've got two things going on. You've got you, but the more confidence you have, because you've got one of my courses, the more confidence you have, the more you'll fly as an asexual meetup organizer. You'll really enjoy it and you'll love it, and you'll become a lot more competent very quickly at it, because you'll have all the tools, techniques and resources and materials at your fingertips to watch over and over again, because the courses are online and you get them for life, one-time price, and it's access forever. And so long as I'm around, you can email me for support anytime you want in specific relation to anything in the course content. So if you get one of the courses where you get the online only one, you can ask me any question online. If you get the Asexual Meetup Mastery, you can ask me anything about asexual meetups, you know. So it's very, very important, you know, one-time price, lifetime skills, lifetime access, lifetime support from me. Sam, I usually do it that way. Is that to do with the Asexual Meetup, Sam? But yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah, it's very, very important that we do have more and more asexual meetup organizers, you know, so that we can benefit from it as a community. We can bring more like-minded people together. We can make more friends. We can have deeper connections. Ordering at Wetherspoons. Oh, thank you, Sam. When you said I usually do that way, I wasn't quite sure what you meant then, because I thought I've gone on. I know you said it a while ago. Yeah, so Sam usually orders from the app. I can't order from the app because I have special dietary requirements, so I go to the bar. But I'm one of those rare extroverted asexuals anyway that doesn't mind going to the bar, although I have introverted tendencies, because I spend a lot of time at home on my own doing course content and course creation and book writing, and I absolutely love it. So I'm extrovert with introverted tendencies, which is quite interesting. So yeah, it's really good. So when you are doing asexual meetups, if you're an asexual meetup organizer, there's lots of factors you need to take into consideration: your attendees, yourself, the time, the day, the date, the venue, you know, logistics, people travel, accommodation. So in the Asexual Meetup Mastery course, I teach you absolutely everything, all this that you need to know: where to promote your meetups on 5 different platforms, which I could have done on separate different courses. It's just the most comprehensive asexual meetup course you'll ever find online. And it's, you know, it's done with real life example. It was Sam's birthday last year on the 28th of October that I used as an example. It shows you behind the scenes, over my shoulder, step by step, how to arrange a meetup using the real life example of Sam's birthday. So yeah, it's absolutely sensational. So I can't wait for those courses to come out. And if you do order the Asexual Meetup Mastery, there's an absolute mega bonus, which is basically the how to arrange a successful online asexual meetup video training course. Is going to be a bonus on the Asexual Meetup Mastery, as well as the Asexual Mastery is going to be like 50% off. So you're going to get 2 courses for the half price of one, only for the 5 days early bird offer. So yeah, so basically Asexual Meetup Mastery will have everything included. Which was my best birthday is my present exit. Which was my best birthday in my present existence. Oh, that's really nice. Thank you. So Sam said that basically, so far that's been their best ever birthday in their present existence in this lifetime, this world. Yeah, in this, because Sam believes in different dimensions, and so in this dimension, in this earthly life with me, and the people that attended, that's their best ever birthday, so that's good. And why am I not in your other dimensions, giving you a heck of a time in your birthday? I have to tell the other me off in that other dimension to get my other me to arrange it for you. So yeah. I got a lot of life missions to complete in this life. I tell you, this is a life for me. I'm telling you, 2020 and beyond is a life, you know. And it is, in case you didn't know, it is my mission to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation throughout the globe, so that no asexual has to fear of ridicule ever again. And obviously, the more asexual meetup organisers we have spread out throughout the globe, the better it's going to be, because the more asexuals are going to feel that they can be with other asexuals. They're going to come out as asexual to their family, friends, and parents once they've got that support from people like them. More asexuals will come out because they'll feel supported. They'll feel like there's a safety net there. They can meet up with asexuals in person. They can meet up with them online. They know they're real. They know they exist. They feel comfortable. They feel more confident in their asexuality within themselves. It'll skyrocket it. That's how we can get asexuality more known across the globe. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's my private business. You know, some asexual, like, it's my private business what my sexuality is. Yeah, it is your private business. But at the end of the day, if you want to help mankind and you want to help other people, not just yourself in life, it's good to share that you are asexual, because we're 1% of the population and we all need your help. We need you to come out and be bold and brave. We need you to speak up for us. And why is this so important? Because there are people who are kids and teenagers and even adults that are getting into sexual situations that are abusive for them because they never wanted sex in the first place, because they're taught that sex and love is the same thing, which it blooming well isn't, as we know. But the more asexual meetups we have, the more people who are asexual will come forward and feel confident and comfortable in their own skin, and they'll be able to tell people around them that they're asexual, and it'll be such a relief in the long term. Yes, they might not accept it straight away. It might take them a long time. They might, you know, not be great, but because they've got that support network, because they're seeing asexuals in person, it'll be a case of, well, they're the crazy ones because I'm actually seeing other asexuals. We really exist. If they believe they don't and they just think I'm seeing a ghost or something when I go to these meetups, I mean, they're the crazy ones, right? Because I'm not seeing a ghost, I'm seeing real people in real life that are like me, you know? So the more you've got people to see that are your own kind that are like you, the more it solidifies asexuality. That's what I needed years ago. I needed something that would solidify asexuality. I was talking to lots of asexuals in groups, online, in forums, but I wasn't actually meeting any asexuals in person until 2015, January 2015. So well over 5 years now, like 5.5 years, isn't it? I've been holding asexual meetups for, because we're in August 2020 when I'm recording this, you know? So, but, you know, prior to that, I hadn't actually met any asexuals in real life. So 2014, I found out it's asexual March time. So for all those many months, it was about 9 months before, and it was January afterwards, so nearly 10 months, when I actually got to meet an asexual in person. And I badly needed that. I mean, I was calling out for it, you know? I could speak to people online, but it wasn't the same. I wanted to actually meet a physical person that was asexual, because otherwise you feel like you're going kind of crazy and it's part of your fantasy rather than your reality. And because people are saying to you, oh, it's not real, oh, it's just a phase, oh, you know, you don't really feel that way, oh, you're just like saying that, oh, you come on, you fancy loads of people, you just haven't met the right one yet, blah 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 blah. And you get so full of all this crazy noise and you just feel like you want to grab something and go, ah. But when you meet asexuals in person, it solidifies that asexuality is real, so you know that you're not going insane like all these people are trying to make you out to be sometimes, if they're people who don't agree with asexuality. And, you know, and you can feel confident and comfortable in your own skin and that you are asexual. And these people are crazy if they think you're going to somewhere that doesn't exist, right? If they're saying it doesn't exist and you're going to asexual meetups, meeting 5, 6, 7 or whatever asexuals, or even another one asexual, you know that they are the crazy ones for even not being able to accept it, you know, even when it is real. So that's why I do this show so much as well, because I want people to know that asexuality is real. I want people to see a real person year after year. You know, you can look back at my videos, and since July 2018, I've been live streaming nearly every day. I don't do it quite every day because sometimes I've had some ill health, or like the other day I had my Mac overheating. Literally, it was having like black squares, or I've been doing like 11 hours of work on it. And it's a very old Mac, and it was just like I had to just switch it off and have a rest. And then by that time it was nearly 5 a.m. I had to go sleep. But you know, like most days, like I do this daily chat show, you know, so that you know someone's there for you. You know, I'm really here. You know that I'm a presence, and plus it kind of has a diary of an asexual life, you know. Like, one thing that I found difficult being asexual to begin with is there was lots of videos out there about asexuality, and they were telling textbook definitions, and they were saying asexuality is this and that, but they weren't showing it in real life context. They weren't showing, so okay, how does that work if you're in a relationship with someone who isn't asexual? How does it work if you're trying to date and you're going on sexual dating sites? Or how does that even work if you're trying to date another asexual? How does that work when you've got a job and you say to someone in your job that you're asexual? How does it work when, you know, you're in a taxi and talking to a taxi driver about the fact you don't like sex? You don't go clubbing because of the sex, you go because of the dancing. And, you know, like, what happens when you're in a supermarket and you tell someone you're asexual, which I do. And, you know, and so it's like, it's kind of like this channel is kind of a like reality, real TV, because, you know, I share my own asexual life journey to help you in yours, and I document my life to help you and to help other asexuals. You know, I know these videos will be here for years to come, and it's going to help, you know, like, people to not be so alone. It's worth it, and that's why we need more asexual meetups, so people know they're not alone, and so we can make better connections, deeper connections, and we can share the asexual love, and people can feel like it's good to be asexual, it's good to be me, and they can be confident and comfortable in that, and they don't have to live in fear anymore, and they don't have to feel lonely, depressed, or suicidal because they've got no one like them around them, and they feel like they're deeply misunderstood, lonely, lost, and there's no way out. But there is a way out, so that's why we need more meetup organisers. Anyway, I hope you have set an alarm, 9 p.m. GMT +1 on August the 14th. When disaster strikes, my asexual story is going to premiere then, and I'm going to be with you in chat. So do not miss that. Make sure you set your alarm. The video is nearly an hour long, so get your snacks ready, get your drinks ready, go to the toilet, get a safe space, and make sure you watch that video, because it does share my very personal story. I've never told that complete asexual story before. I've shared some bits of it tonight with you, but it's very interesting, very interesting. So you'll definitely want to watch that. And then my courses will be launched. So, you know, if you do want one of them, don't forget to grab one of them while they're the early bird offer. I mean, they're still great value when they go up to full price anyway. But, you know, if you want to save yourself in pennies and pounds, or dollars, actually, because they're in dollars, it'd be great. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you for now. I met my best asexual friend, Sam, at my meetup. And if I hadn't have done that, I would never have got the bestest friend of my life now. So lots of love to my bestest friend, Sam. I'm so looking forward to seeing you on the 30th. So looking forward to seeing you. And lots of love to Megan and Nick, who are beautiful, beautiful couple. And thank you, Lewis, as well. Lots of love to you. And thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. In the meantime, if feeling is mutual, said Sam. Oh, it's so lovely. I love it. I feel warm and snuggly now. Don't forget, if you've got any questions about Asexual Meetup, courses coming up, anything like that at all, pop them down below in the comments. If I get quite a lot of them, I'll probably do a Q&A about the courses later on when they're launched on one of the videos that's coming up. So if you've got any questions, pop them down below. If there's anything you want to know about the courses, but there will be the video, like I said, coming out. The premiere took me a long time to film that. A long time to film it, so it's very worthwhile the watch, you know. It's talking about the asexual course, but it's also sharing my very personal asexual story about how I first got started with asexual meetups prior to meeting Sam. So thanks so much for joining tonight. Thanks for the thumbs up. If you haven't already given this video a thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up button now. Please don't forget to share this video with anyone who will benefit. If you know any people who are asexual who are talking about arranging and hosting their own asexual meetups, don't forget to tell them to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button, make sure they got the notifications on for the premiere this Friday, and tell them about the courses coming out. It's very important we share this information so we can get more people who are asexual to come together and help each other out, which is what we're all here for at the end of the day. Anyway, lots of love to everyone. Thanks, Sam. Bye, Sandra, Meg, Nick, and Lewis, and anyone else who's watching. Exactly. Lots of love to you. I'll see you on the next video or live stream. Until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. Take care. Thanks, Sam, for being here. Thanks, everyone. Lots of love. Bye. Nice to see you. Bye.